And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock God Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock God Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Scott Sherman from Snapp Insurance. We're going to be talking boat insurance, fishing, hooping, a whole bunch of stuff today on Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mighty 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use this special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
No matter what the season, Rapala lure should always be a part of your fishing arsenal. It's time to stock up on the trolling lure that's proven to catch more fish. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Mag runs perfect right out of the box. All have extreme action with a controlled, deep-diving, aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. Here's some big news. X-Rap Mags now get up to 40 feet deep with the new X-Mag 40. Spool up with Suffix line, which was designed and recommended for trolling X-Rap Mags, and you have a deadly combo. You should also check out Rapala Husky Magnum heavy-duty high-speed trolling lures built for battling large game fish. The Husky Mag lures, like all Rapala lures, are built tough and available at a great price. So bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum or the Rapala Husky Magnum are the ultimate trolling lures for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size, and start catching more fish. See the entire lineup at Rapala.com. There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there is only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat, it's a way of life here in America's finest city. Come check out what's new at the Kona Kai. 170 luxury guest rooms, including 41 brand new suites, featuring contemporary island-inspired decor, deep soaking tubs and oversized balconies. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and an award-winning spa, most of which is included for marina tenants. Add the Kona Kai Club to your membership and you have access to the new Paloma Pool Bar, a new and exclusive pool area for adults only, which allows guests to enjoy poolside craft cocktails and California coastal cuisine while overlooking your boat. In addition to all this, Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. Check resortkonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Going to be a good show today, man.
Yeah, indeed. Scott Sherman from Snapp Insurance. Good morning, Scott.
What's up, Sherman?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Of course, the other job you have is San Diego City Council, and that keeps you busy sometimes too, right?
Yeah, when I'm trying to stay on the water. That keeps me busy, too.
Yeah, for sure. So what's been going on with you guys at Snapp? A lot of busy time.
Yeah, it's been very busy. Things are doing pretty well. The agency as itself now, we're into about 70-plus employees, so,
Wow.
it's grown pretty well. And things are moving. We're writing a lot of business, and not just marine and business. We're writing commercial property, restaurants, apartments, home and auto, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
That's
excellent.
great, man.
Good for you. And what's kind of your specialty? It's a boat insurance, right?
Yeah, well, I started out my career writing apartment insurance, and then as business went on for a long time, I found myself spending way too much time fishing and not enough time working, so I tried to figure out how to combine the two, and we got into writing marine insurance, and that's kind of been the specialty as of late.
Yeah, so what's the trick on marine insurance? There's a lot of people that sell marine insurance, and I've always had my boat insured through Snapp Insurance, formerly Fifth Avenue Insurance. Right. What's the trick? What's the trick in getting the right policy?
Finding an agent that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So many times you'll hear guys, they'll go online. Hey, I got this great quote, and it was $100 cheaper than over here. But then they realize too late a lot of times that it doesn't have this coverage or it doesn't have that coverage, and they thought they were covered for something and they weren't. So you need to find somebody that you can actually converse with, because every policy has their own little nuances on what they do and don't cover.
Totally, and you've brought up so many points over the years of the things that other people just miss. If you're not a fisherman, you don't if you're online, you don't think that a guy's going X far into Mexico or has this many thousands of dollars worth of electronics, or that you could possibly have $10,000 worth of tackle or more on the boat, and it's easy to do.
Yeah, and guys don't. I mean, you don't think about it, but if you look at all the years of tackle you've gathered over the years, and you've got poles and rods and reels and just the tackle alone, the amount that is on most policies for that kind of equipment is like $2,000.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover very much.
That's a couple rods. That's a couple Trinidads, a couple Graphiters, some Spectra. That's it.
Yeah, that's some Spectra and some fluorocarbon leader, and you're just about wiped out.
Yeah,
exactly right.
So let's take, for example, a boat like yours, a 23
25.
Parker.
Yeah.
You have the 25. Yeah, you both have 25 Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you, 25 Parker. What's the proper coverage for a boat like that? If somebody calls and says, I have a 25 Parker, what should I put on the boat?
First thing you need to know is what the year of the boat is and the value of the boat.
Okay.
From there, you go into asking questions about where do you fish, how do you fish, what kind of gear do you have, do you take people on the boat, do you charter it out sometimes? I mean, there's a variety of questions. Mm-hmm. And so many people don't realize that in Mexico, most marine policies end at the border.
Okay.
And you don't get coverage into Mexico. There are some that do, and we have them here in San Diego. But it's very important, and then you need to know the parameters of how far you go into Mexico. Yeah. Because a lot of them have cutoff points of where they'll cover. Some will cover down just to Punta Banda, in Ensenada area.
Conceivably, your 25 Parker is going to spend the majority of its time fishing in Mexico. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have to know about how the coverage works in Mexico, because if you're a larger boat and you're further down, a lot of times you have no choice if you need a repair done to your boat. So you have to pay whatever they charge you to pay in Mexico. If there's a company that doesn't have an adjuster in Mexico, you have to bring it back to the States after the fact, and they pay you whatever it would cost to fix it in the United States. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what you had to pay the person who had the only part around for 1,000 miles, to get it fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what about a trailer boat? Now, are there different nuances for a trailer boat when you have a trailer boat?
Yeah, you need the proper trailer coverage. You need to know the age of the trailer and those types of things in your range. But trailer boats and others are fairly similar other than trailer coverage.
Uh-huh. So what about if you get into an accident on the road? Which policy covers it? Your car policy or your boat policy?
Yeah. Normally it comes from your car policy unless you have some type of endorsement onto your boat that covers while you're on the road as well.
Okay. So your car policy, if you're towing,
right,
will.
And that's usually for liability purposes only, and then you have to go back and forth with who's covering the property of the boat itself.
But that's why you need somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely right.
To find out. Let's talk about personal property. Okay, everybody knows if you have a boat, especially if you're on the water or something happens, you're going to carry more than $2,000 worth of personal property on that boat.
Right. I mean, if you've got a pair of gyros on there, gyro binoculars, you got $5,000 right there, and it's only half of what the actual coverage that most policies afford to you. So you need to calculate that up. Anything that's portable usually is personal property.
Okay.
Anything that's attached, like your electronics and your radar and all those types of things, that's usually the goes on the replacement cost of the boat.
Separate deal.
And then you have to think about tackle, too, because there's separate coverage for tackle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So personal property and tackle are two different things.
Okay.
And each policy should spell that out?
Yep. Okay. And you want to
Some do, some don't.
Some do, some don't.
So what if you have a policy that doesn't spell out fishing tackle? You lose your fishing tackle. What happens?
Then it depends on the policy, the company offering the policy. If they don't have it specifically separated out, then it's just in that $2,500 availability for personal property, and there you are.
Wow.
But you want to have one that's separate for tackle because you can move that limit around depending on what you have.
Sure.
What limit does Scott Sherman have on his partner? That's what I want to know.
I'll bet. I know he's got some good
on the
gear.
boat
Yes.
for the replacement cost. We are at $125.
Okay, on the boat. Let's talk about tackle. What do you have for tackle?
15.
15,000.
Right.
And what do you have for electronics?
The electronics that's part of the boat. That's all included.
So that's a percentage of it.
And I have 5,000 on the others, which will cover my gyros because I really don't take too much personal property.
Other stuff
other than. I mean, if I lose some tackle and a cooler and those kind of things, no big deal. But I want to make sure my important stuff is covered, which is my binos and my EPIRB, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is on the tackle side because that's really where most of the money is. I mean, you look at just the amount of money in the big bluefin rigs that you take out for flying the kite and doing those kind of things. You've got a lot of money wrapped up in that.
I mean, you might say you throw around 15,000 and it's like a sticker shock where you're like, but I mean, if you sat down with a pencil and paper and looked at it, because it's not just you, it's you and your buddies. I mean, it's whoever's going offshore. Like, you get a group of 3 guys and they're going fishing offshore and you take out a pencil and paper and you start adding up the cost. $15,000 wouldn't even cover it. It would at least give you that amount of like, okay, we're good to go to start, rebuilding all this stuff. But I mean, it just adds up. I mean, we don't plop down $15,000 in one shot every day, but you collect your gear over a lifetime. And
I just had my tackle box stolen about 6 or 7 years ago, and I had collected stuff over the years, all your favorite jigs and all those kind of things. But when I went down just to replace all the different leader material and fluorocarbon from, say, 15-pound up to the 120-pound kind of stuff, just going through each one of those steps, I mean, the amount of hundreds and hundreds of dollars you spent right there alone, just online. Then you look at, you had $15, $20 jigs in there.
Yeah.
You've got all the other things that add up that go.
Think about how much money you have just in your tackle box.
No kidding.
Yeah, exactly right. And that doesn't cover that. Not even to talk about the rods and reels and all the other ancillary equipment.
Adds up.
What about personal liability and stuff? Okay, you get in an accident on the boat. What kind of limits are you suggesting your customers have?
Really depends on the size of the boat and the amount of time you're on the water. Mm-hmm. I personally go with $500,000, and then with umbrellas and that kind of stuff off to the side.
Personal umbrellas.
Right.
Yeah.
But about $500,000. Larger boats, you get into 30-foot plus, so you usually want to stay at $1 million.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, if you're in a 30-foot boat and you have, an incident with a person in a 15-foot skiff or something like that, there can be a lot of liability adding up real quick.
Yeah.
And then you have to think about pollution coverage too, which is another issue about spills and those kind of things around the dock. There's coverage for that.
Yeah, so that's a separate policy. No, separate coverage.
You can get it. Yeah, it's a separate coverage, and some have different limits on how much they will and won't cover. So that's why it's so difficult to go online and get a quote that actually makes.
That's what I'm saying. Again, like every time Scott's on, like I always instantly go like, man, you're crazy not to do that. You're crazy not to have somebody like Scott write this up. I mean, And that's exactly, the people who wouldn't do it would say exactly, well, I found it for $100 a month cheaper. It's like, well, but if you ever have to use it, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, this is such the reason that, that somebody uses Snapp.
Everybody hates insurance until they need it.
Yeah, exactly.
They just do.
And if you compare, and I did it, if you compare side by side, what the coverage is and what what it is, it's I can tell you, I actually saved money going with Snapp. I mean, it was a better policy fitting my needs for less money versus I was paying less before with another company online, but it didn't have the coverage.
You didn't get the coverage you needed.
I didn't have the coverage.
You didn't have Mexico.
Yeah.
If I remember right, when we first started
How
looking
crazy
at
is that?
Mexico.
I thought I had Mexico. No, I didn't have Mexico.
You do what you think you're doing, and it's not like anybody's doing the wrong steps on purpose. If you don't know, you just don't know. Yeah. And I mean, if you happen to have that incident, you're.
And I mean, and certain companies cover different distances from the shore in Mexico, and some companies actually have adjusters who travel up and down Baja that are actually there, and so you don't have to worry about dealing with it after the fact.
And the people that do that.
Yeah, the companies and which ones do and which ones don't. Yeah, it's important, especially when you get into the larger boats that can make the trips down and around the point and up and spend a lot of time down there. It's very important.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wow. So, in addition to, of course, the insurance business and your job as a city councilman in San Diego, you like to fish a lot.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
What's your favorite fishing?
My favorite fishing is yellowtail fishing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love surface iron yellowtail. Wow. There's nothing better than surface iron
yellowtail. And after my own heart there, no doubt.
Just watching those big mossbacks chase after that thing and explode on the surface, there's not much better.
Yeah, where do you like to fish?
I'm local boy. Lately, since I've got the boat, a couple of years ago, it's all been local fishing. Before that, it was all in Baja or Vallarta. Those are my favorite places. Costa Rica a few times.
Costa Rica. You bought a 25-20, right?
Yeah, the Cuddy Cabin.
The Cuddy Cabin from West Coast Marine.
Yep. From
and what do you think of that boat?
I couldn't have designed a better boat if I had planned my dream boat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really such a fishing-friendly vessel. It's got a super wide beam to it, so even though it's 25, it feels like you're fishing on a 30. It moves around real well. The ride is very, very good. It's very dry. I put a little tuna tower on it and have a large bait tank. So, I mean,
awesome.
You can put 2.5 scoops in there and go all day, which helps for chumming like this last season with trying to get them to come up. Many times it took that extra bait capacity.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, you also do a lot of lobster hooping, too. You went last night.
Yeah, we were out last night. Figured it would be you never can figure these guys out, I figure, okay, it's an incoming tide right after the storm. They should be out crawling around real good, and we got our limits, but it was a struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't like right after
an easy game.
No, and if it wasn't for about 4 or 5 different hoops, it produced most of them. The rest were picking and moving around, and it took a lot longer than we thought. But
that's the thing about
we scratched it out.
Lobster fishing. It's like you can't. What makes them crawl to that hoop and not the other one that's like 30 or 40 feet away, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had this, as we were making our last pull of the night and putting things away, we came to our last 2 hoops, and those 2 hoops were 20 yards apart. They had 6 good keepers in there with a bunch of throwbacks. So we brought all the rest of the hoops, figured, okay, we're going to get close. Boom, started dropping down, and nothing.
That is just, they'll drive you crazy.
And I went out the other night, and it was the same thing. It was like it crawled for a little while, and then it was over. I mean, it's just like they weren't there.
And when it's happening, it is just the best, the funnest. You're so excited to pull every hoop because you know they're loaded, and oh my God, look how many this one had. And then, man, it is a snap of the fingers, and it's just a desert. Like, how on earth does that happen that way? But that's just how it goes.
Well, then there's the old internal debate, It's like, okay, do we pull them now, or
of course,
or are they crawling by right now and we're missing them? When to pull and those types of things. It's always the internal debate. Do we let them soak longer, or wait a minute, they're crawling, we should pull quick?
Yeah. Are they going from shallow to deep? Are they going from deep to shallow? Or are they just out cruising around and then running back into their holes? I mean, should we just go home now because we got the best of it and we really want to stay out here for hours more to struggle for 1 or 2 more? It's just you just don't know. But that's the fun of it. That's the best part.
being out there on the water with your friends at night, having a good time. That's really what it's all about.
It's really at the beginning of the season, it's an easy game, pretty much. There's
easier game.
Easy. Yeah. I shouldn't say it's an easy game. It's an easier game. There's nothing easy about lobster. Yeah. It's like a lot of guys I know. It's like they just like, why do you do that much work for those things? It's a lot of work.
It is, yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
but you got to kind of have this kind of a sickness about it if you really enjoy it or not. But now is when it really gets challenging. And one day to the next, you just don't know whether it's going to move or when it's not going to move.
And I mean, I've followed the times on the water and the tides and the moons and where the spots we've been hooping and where we've had success. And the one thing I've figured out is there's not a lot of rhyme or reason.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way to predict where they're going to be at what time and when they're going to crawl and when they're not going to crawl. Or
last night they seemed to be deeper than they have been in the past. I don't know, over the last few weeks. I don't know if that was all the fresh water running into driving them lower or something.
Who the heck knows?
The one thing about lobster fishing is the more that you go, the better that you can kind of get your gear dialed and the way you store it and the way you attach your bait and the way you fill your kit. It's like that's the thing that separates a lot of it. I mean, clearly, really good fishermen become better at catching them and, like, Sherman saying, knowing where to put it and when to put it. But a big part of like the first hurdle you get over the more you go is like learning how to deal with your gear and manage your floats and get them, either lit or keeled or marked the way that you want so it's easier to find them. Like, it seems like you get started, then you figure out how to get good at dealing with the stuff, then you get figured out getting good where to put the stuff, and then, it's like it's levels that you get to the more often that you go. And I'm still at a much lower level, don't get me wrong.
Well, I think anybody that does it, unless they do it like every night, is at a lower level. You can't figure it out.
And when I first started doing it, I mean, we were on the kayak, and it was before bait tubes and all these other kinds of things. It was the cages, and you had to fight the sea lions off. You had to figure out ways to make them not go after you. It's constantly evolving. But
no doubt.
I tell you, the system we've put together after 15 years of doing this, I think I'm getting it fairly dialed in now.
Yeah,
that's the way to do
you
it.
Have an ace line hauler?
No.
Oh, come on,
man,
sir.
you don't got it all the way set yet.
Yeah.
There's still one more step.
Yeah,
still have my back.
Yeah.
I took Bryce Miller from the San Diego Union Tribune out the other night, and we're pulling with the ace line hauler, and he's like, I don't know how you do this without the ace line hauler. I was like, yeah, me either, Bryce. I don't know. Some people don't do it.
With my job, I end up sitting around a lot, so I got to get my exercise somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, and I go with Dallas all the time. Dallas loves hooping, maybe even more than fishing, but she would rather pull than use the ace. She likes pulling. I think she's crazy. I'm using the ace every time, but they offer different. And there is something that's very exciting about pulling that thing up and seeing the glow when it's about 6 feet down, and then all of a sudden when it's 3 feet down, you start to see that there's movement, and then oh my God, there's a good one, and then the thing comes over the rail and everything. It's exciting, man. I love it. It's really fun.
I like pulling them by hand because a lot of times by the weight you can feel if they're loaded or not. I mean, I remember my biggest bug was an 8-pounder.
Oh.
And that thing was in the hoop, and as I started pulling it off the bottom, you could actually feel the tug and the jerk of the hoop going up and down because this thing was flapping its tail in there.
Dallas and I always have the same thing. I can hear it instantly in her voice. So as soon as she takes 2 or 3 pulls, I hear this. It's heavy, and you instantly know. Okay, this is a good one. Here we go. And it might have 2 skates and a shark and nothing else in it, or it might be full of bugs. But at that point, like something good's about to go down.
So back up here for a second. You drive the boat and she pulls.
She won't let me pull. She wants to pull everyone all night.
That's good.
That's the best. She's the best. She is the best hooping partner in the whole world. And of course, I always say the same. Well, let me. I'll pull the string. No, you drive. I'd rather pull.
Oh, okay.
God, I mean, I'll do my part. Don't get me wrong. But no.
And now wait a minute. You're usually driving, right, Sherm? Are you actually pulling too?
Rotating.
Are you rotating?
Yeah, I like to.
Wait a minute, you're the captain.
Yeah, but I like to pull, and like I said, I need the exercise.
All right.
I mean, trust me, I like to pull too, but being a gentleman, I mean, if that's what she wants to do, I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
chivalry is not.
Not dead on my.
Chivalry is not dead,
that's
buddy.
right.
That's
right.
Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about fishing, hoop-in, as well as insurance here for your boat.
You got it, man. It's going to be a great show. So much information with Scott in here. There's going to be a really, really good time, and we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to join us, there's two ways you can reach us on Let's Talk Hookup. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are we talking all kinds of fishing, talking insurance, talking hooping, we are also giving away a great prize. What a cool prize to get right during the holiday season, too. It's a brand new handmade Anza fillet knife. These are very, very high-quality knives, handmade in San Diego County by the expert craftsmen at Anza Knives. It's a really, really cool prize. And that's going to one lucky caller at the end of the show today.
$100 fillet knife.
Yeah, they are next level, high carbon steel, very easy to sharpen, hold an edge very, very well. It's a very, very high-end knife you're going to have for the rest of your life. So again, 858-457-1090. That's the local number. 877-792-1090. That's our toll-free line. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Happy holidays from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. This is Doug Kern. Nothing could be better for that saltwater angler on your list than a gift from Fisherman's Landing Tackle and Shimano. We have the best Shimano has to offer, including Talica, Trinidad A, Therese, Stella, Tranks, Terramar, Colt Sniper, Torium, Tiagra, Flatfall, and much more from Shimano. Bottom line, we have the most complete selection of Shimano saltwater tackle and the knowledge to help you pick out the perfect gift. Check out our huge selection at saltwatertackle.com or come by and see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new. Brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA.
There is an undisclosed paradise waiting for you in your own backyard. It's the La Misión Hotel in beautiful Loreto, Baja California. Experience one of the few towns that has truly kept the spirit of old Baja, combined with the luxury of a 5-star hotel. Old mission traditions, authentic lifestyle, and a wealth of Mexican culture still lives at the La Misión Hotel. Situated on the water and just steps from the harbor, take advantage of the fantastic fishing and natural beauty of the Sea of Cortez and the islands of Loreto. Loreto has long been known as the Dorado capital of the world, but huge tuna, wahoo, marlin, yellowtail, and pargo are abundant too. La Misión Hotel can set up affordable fishing trips, dive packages, and family fun adventures to enjoy the rich natural abundance of Loreto. La Misión also has a fantastic spa, fine dining at Los Olivos restaurant, and the famous pizza grill will amaze and stimulate your palate. Relax, fish, and enjoy the beauty and adventure of Loreto at the La Misión Hotel. Fishing and other very affordable packages are available. Once you go, you're hooked. Check LaMisionLoreto.com for details. La Misión, the beauty and fun of Loreto is waiting for you.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Indeed. Western Afternoon is always loaded with great information this week. Says weather shakes things up. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you could call it that.
Yeah, that's for sure. But a lot going on. Geese, ducks, they like that weather.
Yeah, you got
they
it,
like
man.
this weather. But bluefin do too. They're still biting.
That's the beauty of this thing. That I just don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take to have us not catch these things for the amount of significant weather systems that we've dealt with now. Three very significant storms have rolled through, and that fish is still there and still biting.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn cool, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But they've got that and more. Western Outdoor News, always loaded with great information. Check it out at your local tackle store, or better yet, subscribe.
You got it, man. Well, the phones are getting packed up. Again, if you want to get through, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090.
Let's go ahead and jump into the phones. You want to have a chance to win an Anza fillet knife. And this fillet knife from Anza, so cool. You talk about the best knife for cutting rockfish.
Oh, dude.
This thing is the bomb.
Yeah,
for cutting rockfish.
they're really good knives. I've got one as well. I really, really like it. You were the one that told me about that. The difference of high carbon steel. Like it is a knife that it sharpens so much easier than a traditional fillet knife, and it holds your edge. Like that's the other thing is. Usually I'll hit my knives like on a steel a couple of times. If you're cutting several fish, like I'll hit my steel, my knife on the steel several times in between each fish. There is absolutely no need to do that with this thing. I mean, it stays darn near as sharp as when you made your first cut until you're done with a pile of fish. It's a really, really nice knife.
You do have to keep it wiped off because it'll rust. You put a little oil on it, but that's high carbon steel.
Yeah, that's the difference between that steel and not is exactly like when you're done. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do or not. Probably not. They would probably tell you something else. But I just take a drop of olive oil and I just rub it in between my thumb and my finger and I just run it right down the blade and I put it back in a sheath and throw it in the drawer and it's good to go.
Yeah, for sure. So one lucky caller is going to be walking away with that handmade Anza fillet knife today. So let's go ahead and jump in the phones.
You got it, man. Well, let's start it off this morning up in Newport Beach. We're going to talk to Matt, who's getting us started on the phones. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Matt.
What's up, Matt?
First off, I want to say I've had my insurance for 2 summers now, and I haven't needed to claim a policy.
That's good.
My question is, what's been going on at the border the last couple of weeks, I'm worried about bringing my boat down there. Is there issues right now coming through or coming back?
You're talking trailering down?
Trailering down.
Yeah, trailering.
What's going on with the border issues?
Sure.
Yeah, trailering down is a whole nother issue. That's where you need to get your Mexican insurance and do those types of things for trailering it down. Most of the coverage that is offered down there from a U.S. company is only on the water coverage.
So when you have coverage through Snapp Insurance, the policies you're writing are not once you cross that south of the border, it's a different deal.
Yeah, once you cross the borderline and your boat is on a trailer, it's a whole different issue, and you need to be looking at Mexican coverage and those types of things, which we also can get for you. I mean, my wife, Norma, you all know her. So.
Of course, Norma.
Yeah, things run so smooth.
She knows all.
Not
because of you.
My much better half.
Yeah.
No, she writes Mexican insurance and does those types of things as well. So that kind of stuff can get done, but the stuff that we write out of the agency primarily is for your boat traveling via water into Mexico.
And I haven't heard of any. I haven't been down there, but I haven't heard any issues. With all the
current
problems that are going down in Tijuana. That getting in and out maybe.
Yeah, the time at the border could be a different issue.
Yeah.
I think it's a choice you have to make for your own. But I have two very recent instances. One a customer and one a good buddy that both came back from fishing Baja, and both of them said the same thing. We were worried about the whole way, and we were reading internet reports our whole drive home, and they said it was business as usual. Again. Obviously, you need to make that decision, and you could run into something that was, more timely or more issue than not. But, 2 different people, both in the last 2 weeks, were down, fishing Baja on, as you do this time of year, trailering, and both of them said they were worried about it the whole way home, hit the borderline, went through just like they always do, and it was no issue for them.
So get your proper insurance, and both Mexican and the U.S. insurance, and go for it.
Yeah, send it down.
All right, Matt, thanks a lot. Good luck on your trip. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up. 858-457-1090, open right now. You want to get through, there's your chance. Also, 877-792-1090. I have a question. Snapp Insurance, formerly, of course, you started as Fifth Avenue Insurance with your wife Norma, and so what is Snapp Insurance? What do you guys do? You do all kinds of different insurance?
Yeah, it's a full service.
It's a big company, right?
Yeah, it's a large agency. We broker. Basically, we are an agent for you. We go out and look for insurance. We don't just have one company. It's mostly property and casualty, work comp, liability, directors and officers, errors and omissions, malpractice, restaurant insurance, apartments, any type of business. Group health, with all the changes in the personal health world, that could be changing on whether we're doing that or not. It's just not a lot of money to be made doing that kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's a full service agency. And that's another thing people need to consider too, is when doing your boat insurance. A lot of times if you combine it with your home and your auto, the discounts on the boat is significant. I mean, I've seen companies that offered a 25% premium discount.
Wow, that's a big amount
for lumping them together. So I mean, it's something to consider when doing it, not just putting your boat someplace, but then looking at doing the home and the auto, and
as long as the coverage matches what you need.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that since we've been doing it for so long, we know where the coverages are and who matches up what and those types of things.
And you have specialists in the office. If you're
that's all they do.
City council chambers, you've got the guys that you've trained on how to do all this.
Yeah, I mean, even before when we were Fifth Avenue Insurance, we had a full staff of people. About almost 90% of the employees that were at Fifth Avenue went over to Snapp.
That's great.
So people who've had policies with Fifth Avenue for a long time are still dealing with the same people at Snapp, and they're all trained. They all have to be certified and educated and have their policy, their licenses up to date, so they're ready to go.
All right.
That's awesome. Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's going on the water. It's time for our Baja and Mainland Catch Report with the Cast Man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. And today, that Catch Report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for your fish when your trip returns to the San Diego landing, now with Fish Pros The Market, you can purchase fresh fish, smoked fish, and jerky. Also, their famous tuna burgers, it's at their convenient Liberty Station location. Fish Pros have also become famous for their line of smoked spices, rubs, salts, as well as their smoked cheese. Pick up some at their Liberty Station location or order online at fishermansprocessing.com. You want to talk about a cool holiday item for a little holiday party you got coming up, or a little stocking stuffer, something cool to have when you're opening some gifts?
Yeah.
Fisherman's Processing, little cheese platter. Yeah, no doubt, man.
Boy.
They got some really, really great stuff, so certainly got to check it out. Hey, let's find out what's going on and talk to the Cast Man. Richard Castaneda standing by. Buenos dias, Cass.
Buenos dias, Ricky. Pedro.
Cast Man.
Hey, Pete. I heard you went hooping recently.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my call.
Okay, that's only my second time this year, so it's not like I've been a bunch, right?
All right.
We got to get you out. Yeah, Castman's a lucky charm.
Hey, I want to go.
Last time I took him, we got him.
The night you go with Cass, I want to be there.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty nice too. We had that boat parade there in the bay. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that's right. It was just about this time of the year.
There you go.
With a nice hot toddy. I mean, it was really comfortable.
Yeah, it works.
Life is good, buddy.
Anyway, hey, the fishing down at the southern tip of Baja is really going off really well for this wintertime, this December. Striped marlin are really in there big time. They're anywhere from the Golden Gate to the Jaime, and of course the finger bank got about 50 miles, producing some really good catches of striped marlin. Also out there, they were locating some nice quality wahoo up to 40 pounds. And then in between, if you can find the porpoise, they're locating 20 to 30 pound yellowfin tuna under the porpoise. Along the beaches there, good Sierra mackerel action this time of year. The Playita Ponga fleet still fishing up inside the Cia Cortez there at the Iman, Vinorama, San Luis, and those banks up there. Not as much tuna as they were, but they are getting tuna there. They are getting a few wahoo. And I think the big thing right now for that southern tip of Baja is the Dorado. I mean, they're getting some pretty nice Dorado up to 40 pounds. and just about limits. Of course, it's only 2 per day per person, but they are getting limits of those nice, big, quality Dorado there on that southeast end. Over in Mazatlan there, striped marlin seem to be the ticket there, along with a few sailfish. We get down to Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, that great winter fishery there. The blue water is right to the harbor, so they're fishing really close to the beach there. 4 to 5 sailfish releases per boat per day. Out a little further, at about 15, 20, they're getting some yellowfin tuna, anywhere from 25 to 30-pound fish there. And they're also getting Dorado there. Along the beaches, some really good roosterfish action going on, along with the big jacks, 30-pound jacks there, taking topwaters. And it's just some fabulous fishing going on for this time of year. And like I say, the further south you get into that mainland, you do really, really well as far as the fishing goes. But anyway, that's a report for this week, Pete. And anybody who wants to book a trip into southern Baja, mainland Mexico, Central America, South America, give us a call at Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or on the web at www.casttours.com, and I'll talk to you boys next Saturday.
All right, Cass, man, thanks a lot for a great report, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
Thanks, Cass.
All right, boys.
All right, see you later. All right, phones are packing up. You want to get through, have a chance to win that Anza fillet knife. Talk to Scott Sherman, the Shermanator, as we call him. 858-457-1090 open right now. Let's jump into it.
You got it, man. Gary in San Marcos, you're up next here on Let's Talk Hookup. Gary, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, guys. Thanks. Great show and great information. My question is, on a personal watercraft, is there a policy you can put in place to cover, passengers on your boat in case they get injured or take a hook to the finger or, something like that? Are we liable for that just on a personal watercraft?
You're talking a personal watercraft like Sea-Doo and those types of things, or are you talking smaller boats?
No, sorry, smaller vessel.
Yeah, the liability on the boat if there's 2 different things. There's one that's called medical expenses, which covers just a few incidental medical bills. It's not a lot of money. And then the other is a liability policy. If it has to go into that, the liability limit would apply.
Medical expenses would just be kind of what he's talking about. You get a hook in the finger and you got to go to urgent care and get it taken out, and there's $100 that would be covered under something like that.
Basically, a lot of times medical expenses is just a few $1,000s put in there for those types of things.
Okay.
It's kind of a preemptive, don't sue me kind of thing.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And for people without insurance or something like that.
Yeah, that was my main.
Yeah, a couple $1,000s won't take you very far in a hospital.
Get you about through the front door.
For a fact.
Get the parking lot and through the front door a little ways.
Yeah, that's about it. So, it's kind of minimal. Right. So, should you increase that amount?
It's one of those things that's usually not increasable. From there, it'd have to go to the liability side, and then they have to talk about somebody actually saying, I need you to pay it, the insurance company getting involved.
Because that's where the liability.
That's the liability side, right?
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up. 877-792-1090 open right now.
All right, let's jump right back in. This time we're going to talk to Kevin. He's calling us from San Clemente this morning. Good morning, Kevin. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gang. This for obviously for Scott. So I noticed the harbor masters up and down the coast, they charge different amounts of liability insurance for their guest slips, or even in their high-end marinas.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you could touch on how someone would figure out what to do if they just call in that weekend, or how, what's the best way of handling that? And you can go ahead and get my fillet knife headed this way.
All right.
That
is a great question, and you're certainly in the running for that Anza fillet knife.
Yeah, and if you're talking a guest slip type situation, usually if you're calling in to make a reservation, you just ask the person, whoever you're dealing with, to get that slip reserved for you, what the requirements are, and then they'll usually let you know.
100, 300 usually, type of thing?
Usually if you've got about $500,000, which the difference between your little $300,000 in policy and a $500,000 policy is very minimal cost-wise.
Yeah.
But it opens up the door a lot of times. It makes it so much easier for you guys to say, yeah, here's my policy. You send it to the people that you're going to have the slip with, and you're good to go.
So when you're writing a policy for somebody like Rick that has a 25 Parker like yours, you're going to recommend that they take $500,000 liability?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than, because the standard is 300.
And
right?
and especially with the speed in which Rick's boat can go. I mean, usually if you get up to where you've got a boat that's capable of doing anywhere above about 28, 29 knots, then you want to up your liability limit, because if you're traveling at those speeds and you have an incident with another boat, it's a lot different. And insurance companies treat boats and they look at the motor size and all these things, and that depends on whether they will or not, will or won't take you sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're saying that the difference from 300, which is maybe standard, versus 500, which is much safer, the end cost to the user is minimal.
Tens, a few tens of dollars.
Extra $20 on your policy for everything you need potentially covered versus being right at the
well, and then you also don't have to worry about, especially in situations where you have to go get a guest slip or you're traveling from place to place. You don't have to try and up the amount of your insurance when you find out that the place you're going requires more than most.
Sure.
Yes.
So it's better to have that little bit of extra in there. It's just a few dollars out of the pocket.
With that said, to Kevin's question, though, if he has X amount of dollars and, turns out I'm going to this high-end marina and I do need additional, is it possible to get that added after the fact? I mean, can they call? They call and say, hey, I need this bumped up? And
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can get certificate out to whomever needs to do it a lot of times, depending on the situation. But we've had that happen before, where people call in saying, hey, I need you to bump the limit or else I can't get into this place. And you bump it up, you send them a bill, and you send a certificate off to whoever wants it showing the increased coverage.
Nice.
And that's just part of the service that you do at Snapp.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, more questions, we got catch reports coming up, and a lot more great times. If you want to get your shot at winning that brand new Anza filet knife, 858-457-1090. It's our local number, or you can call us toll-free. That one's 877-792-1090. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year, and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 19 stores and more to come throughout Southern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570. tomorrow or check out SadroSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created 2 new sizes. Introducing the Tranx 300 and 400. Available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, so check it out, our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. I just posted last night Katmai Lodge from our August trip to Katmai. Tommy P., our expert YouTube production guy, I shot a bunch of video up there, and he did a great job.
He did. I watched it last night.
7-minute video there, kind of showing the essence of Katmai Lodge. So check that out. You can actually access it on our amazing Let's Talk Hookup app. The Let's Talk Hookup app is easy. If you haven't downloaded the app, you got to do it. It's free. You just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Just search for Let's Talk Hookup. Download our app. It's free. It does everything. You can listen live. You can listen to all the archives. You can listen to classic archives. You can
call in.
You can access our Facebook, our Instagram, and our YouTube channel on the app. So check that out. It's also on our website, letstalkhookup.com. On the top corner, you'll see the little red icon for YouTube. Just click on that, and you'll see the new video about Katmai Lodge. Nice job, Tommy.
Yeah, that was a really good one. It was hard to watch because it made me realize how much I miss Katmai. That is a very special place, man. I'm in love with it up there.
And we have a trip going that still has a couple spots available, July 20th through the 24th, 2019. So talk about an amazing Christmas ticket. And here's the other deal. So they're so popular now, they raised their price to $4,800 for a 4-day package. But Bob Cantor, the general manager there, and the owner, Robert, said, hey, we're going to hold the Let's Talk Hookup deal. So
cool.
For anybody that wants to go, anytime you want to go, if you just tell them you're with Let's Talk Hookup, they'll give you the $39.95 price, $800 off the regular price.
On a place that virtually sells out all the time anyways. Yep. I mean, it's just a gift to our listeners because they don't need to do that because they're going to sell all the tickets at full price, but pretty darn cool deal. They're really, really good people up there, and the lodge is amazing. Like, it's a very comfortable, good food, great place, all those things you expect out of a lodge. You don't expect those things out of a place that's that remote. You know, the fact that they can make you so comfortable and provide that level of service while being hundreds of miles away from a road or anything else is an amazingly impressive operation they have.
Very, very special place for sure. And that's the thing is that, you know, a lot of our audience are saltwater anglers or maybe combination fresh and saltwater anglers too. But that's a freshwater destination. But any saltwater angler would go crazy up there.
That was me. You know, I have spent very, very little time doing anything other than offshore saltwater fishing. You know, little bits here and there, and I'm dying to get back. It is such a cool experience, and you can kind of pick the things that you want to do. If you're going at the time of our Let's Talk Hookup trip, you know, if you really like just pulling on big ones, you can stay down and fish big salmon of all different types and all different types of methods, spin gear, fly gear, all those things. If you want to go fish trophy trout, you can go up the river and go the opposite direction. Like, you get to pick the things that you want to do there, and you have a guide that's got your back the whole time that's, showing you. It's an awesome experience.
So I got to read you this email I sent Bryce Miller from the San Diego Union Tribune, who went with us on this trip and did a great story in the Union Tribune about it. I said, hey, I put the YouTube video up, and you're featured a lot in it because he caught a lot of big fish while he was up there.
I saw.
So
big trout.
He sent me this email last night. He said, watching this makes me want to go back in big headlines right now. The greatest fishing experience of my life. Thanks again. Hope to rob a bank sometime and find a way back.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sure. So let's go ahead and jump into those jam-packed phone lines.
You got it, man. Everybody's excited to talk to Sherman. Let's next up talk to Gabe. He's calling us from Carson City this morning. What's up, Gabe? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Carson City.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up,
Gabe?
Gabe?
Are you listening to us on the app up there?
27 up here.
Ooh. Oh, 27 in Carson City?
Nice.
Are you listening to us on the app, Gabe?
Absolutely. That's the only way I get you guys up here.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, my question is to Scott Sherman there. Sometimes I feel like a knucklehead when I'm listening to you guys because I don't think of the things beforehand. But my wife and I got into kayaking. We've got a couple Outbacks, and we're going to start trailering them. And I haven't really thought a lot about the insurance other than, insurance for the trailers. Is there anything in particular I need to do for the kayaks?
For the kayaks themselves, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Usually those are covered under your homeowner's policy, except when being trailered, and then you'd have to look at your actual auto policy to see if they would be covered there.
So if your kayaks get damaged or lost or stolen, they're covered under your homeowner's policy.
Right.
But once you put them on a trailer,
start moving them down the road, then it's a little bit
then you
different.
have to look at your auto policy, is what you're saying.
Yep.
So would you just add some to a trailering endorsement or something along those lines?
And there may be some incidental coverage for trailing, depending on who's writing the insurance. It's just I don't want to give a blanket statement when different companies are
But
different.
the important thing is to contact the insurance company.
Yeah, and when if it gets into nuances of when things are covered and when they're not. If the kayaks are on the trailer and you're parked and they're stolen, that's usually covered under your homeowner's policy. They're moving down. If you're moving down the road and there's an accident, then it's a different type of coverage, and you have to check.
But again, like we say a lot of times, I mean, you can, you get 2 new Hobies and a new, and a new trailer and a couple of meters and a little bit of tackle. I mean, it just boom, 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 boom. It adds right up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, very good. Hey, stay warm up there in Carson City. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, how about next up we talk to Dan. He's calling us from Encinitas this morning. Hi, Dan. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I got a question for Sherman and a question for everybody. So I don't own a boat, but I've heard stories of sea lions sinking them when they just...
Yeah, when they sit up
for that,
when you're not allowed to get rid of them off your boat, and there's too many of them on there sinking it.
Yeah, like sitting a bunch on the swim step or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're asking
covered,
about
though? Like, could your boat insurance cover that?
That's a good question.
Sinking.
Sinking, whether it's by sea lion or a broken pipe or whatever,
sinking,
right?
Broken pipe, sea lion, capsizing, whatever.
You don't need additional coverage for sea lion destruction.
Oh man.
No.
Give me a reason, boy.
Yeah.
If that ever happened, if that ever happens to me, I'm claiming right now I'm not to be held responsible for what I do to that sea lion.
Yeah. So if the sea lion steals our fish and we get coverage on that fish,
I need an extra rider.
No, can't do that one. I haven't found that coverage yet.
No.
Although maybe Lloyd's of London, I've always said that, for the right premium, you can pretty much insure anything. I'll insure a burning building for the right price.
Hey, good question, though. Thanks a lot for
Dan,
the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour coming your way. Lots more of your phone calls, lots more with Sherm, lots more chances to win that Anza knife. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. It's long-range time at the Ridge and Lower Banks. Time to get your gear. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Big fish need big tackle, and that's why we recommend the Shimano Talica for tuna, Trinidad for wahoo, matched with a Therese rod. Choosing the right size Talica, Trinidad, and Therese is the trick, and that's where we come in, with more experience and expertise on long-range fishing than anyone. Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the Shimano gear for your long-range trip. Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego, or on the web at saltwatertackle.com.
In 1971, Seagar invented fluorocarbon fishing line. This game changer brought fish catching advantages to anglers everywhere, with less visibility underwater, better knot and tensile strength, and superior abrasion resistance. Today, Seagar is the #1 brand of fluorocarbon because of its proven performance. So no matter the fishing conditions, you can count on the Seagar family of fluorocarbon leader material. Fluoro Premier, the original blue label and the stealthy pink label to help you catch more fish.
XEBRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the dock, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe it? Just ask those that have put them on their boat, like Captain Pete Grosbeck and other professionals. Fishing in the trough with Seakeeper basically eliminates the trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, this gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post and operate on your current battery system, making installation fast and easy. Watch for new product coming soon. The Seakeeper for boats. Think about it. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your boat. That is amazing. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to Seakeeper.com. Take a ride, be amazed. Seakeeper.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check PowerPro.com for more information.